We have a lot to cover tonight, but remember, you can always send us your tips by texting us at 716-849-2220. Our top story tonight concerns the Ellicott Creek Dam in Williamsville. If you've been to the park or eaten at one of the restaurants on Main Street in Williamsville by the creek, you've seen it. It's more than 90 years old, and the village says because of its age and condition, it's no longer safe for workers to install the gates. So this season, they'll stay open. We'll hear from a restaurant owner who's concerned about what all of this will mean for business. But first, the village showed us the dam earlier today to find out what's going on with it.
As far as the smell concerned, we don't know at this point. But either way, we have to remedy the situation before we can get water back to the channel.
For now, the gates installed every April in the Ellicott Creek Dam will stay out, meaning the channel near the restaurants around Island Park in Williamsville will not fill up with water this spring and summer. The village says the dam is in such rough shape, it's too dangerous for workers to get up there.
What's happening is the DPW workers are forced to hang over the edge of this structure and force them in place to get them to slide down. It's not a smooth operation anymore at this point.
The village is trying to figure out what can be done and how much it would cost to fix the gates. Meanwhile, it means a change to the landscape.
We will not have water to surround Island Park. That is the western channel, and it will most likely be dry, a dry creek bed, unless, of course, we have heavy rains at any one time, and then, there would be some water in there.
And that's what's concerning restaurant owners. Our partners at Buffalo Business First reported this on Wednesday. Those concerns include potential bad smells while people are eating outside.
Personally, I don't think there will be because it's bedrock channel. If that dries up, it's just going to be rock. So if you get a small amount of rain, could it pond in there a little bit? Maybe, perhaps, but it's not going to be there that long, in my opinion.
Tim Masters inspected the dam and says the next step is an evaluation.
The visuals will not be as good, I understand that, but at the same time, we have to do the proper evaluation before we can okay the workers to go back.
The timeline is unknown, and the mayor has this message for restaurant owners.
If I were in their shoes, I'm sure I would have the same concern. Unfortunately, I think we're between a rock and a hard place with this. It's a high-cost item that the village is not in any position at this point to afford and to repair. And at this time, we're going to have to rely on, I believe, some, higher government entities to help us out with the cost of that.
So the village's solution is to apply for grants, then go from there. Joining us live is David Schutte, owner of the Creekview restaurant in Williamsville. David, thank you for joining us for our town hall.
My pleasure. Nice to see you, Kelly.
So you told us, our partners at Business First, that the village's plan will impact your business and others along the creek. So what do you think the impact will be?
Well, it was just disappointing to hear the month before they're supposed to put the dam back together that there's concerns with it. And I understand safety issues, but this has been an ongoing safety concern for years. And the studies should have been done, in my opinion, much sooner than the month before they announced they're not going to put the dam back. And this is the first I've actually heard from the mayor to say we are looking into it. We are talking to other town governments and state and local. So I'm hopeful that they will be able to come up with a resolution to get this dam put back in, because it's a centerpiece for all the residents of the Village of Williamsville. It's not just our restaurants. There's several families go and play in the new park, in the Island Park. We rent the pavilions, et cetera, et cetera. So it's certainly concerning for us and our restaurants with our patio views and such.
Yeah, and that leads to my next question. Before this was announced by Williamsville officials, did you have any conversations with them about the plan? Did you have an opportunity to comment on this?
No, not at all. There's been no communication to any of the businesses in the village. To my knowledge, none of the residents on Cougar Road who all bought waterfront properties were not contacted. So I don't know what the process is. If that's the way they do things, I'm not sure. But no communication at all, and it was just disappointing to hear that they, originally when they said we're not putting it back, and it was a period, not a comma, and we're looking into ways to remedy the issue. It was just basically flat out, we're not doing it.
So it sounds like it was jarring to you. You're still dealing with the economic impact of the pandemic. Outdoor dining has been really important for not only you, but all of your neighbors who are operating restaurants. Do you feel like this was taken into consideration by the village, which we need to say that outdoor dining is staying, but this environmental impact sounds like it's going to be something?
Certainly, I think our outdoor dining will still be strong this summer, even if we don't have the creek running by. But there are concerns. We've never seen what the creek would look like in the summer months with some of the algae that's in there and the standing water that's probably going to create more mosquitoes possibly. We don't know. There's never been a study needed because it's always flowed around there for the last 1,000 years. That was the original way the water went around the island until 90 years ago. They dredged that side, the east side of the creek, to make the water flow properly to allow the residents to not have flooding up the creek. So.
Yeah, and you know that there's infrastructure issues because you can see how old it looks and how much it's crumbling, but they don't know a timeline for this. They said maybe it's just this one season, but it could go into next year too. So do you have a solution that you could offer that would impact your business the least amount, but also fix the problems with the dam that need to be fixed?
Well, first off, I reached out to my friend AJ Baines at the Amherst Chamber of Commerce, who is a wonderful supporter of businesses as well as all the residents in the village and all of Amherst. And he is helping me work through that, and I'm hopeful he can work with the village government as well to maybe work up the chain to the town, the county, and or the state to remedy the issue, because it's a game changer for us, for sure, and the whole village.
What was your reaction to what the mayor said tonight?
Personally positive, in the sense that it's the first I've heard that they're actually looking into trying to remedy the issue and look at temporary fixes to it to make the water go around, and then a long-term study that may be done to permanently fix it and make it more aesthetically pleasing too.
All right. David, thank you so much for joining us tonight and sharing part of your Friday night with us.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you.